Welcome to the Art Lab in a Box. It's Sam here again, and today I have the cutest little thing that we're gonna make. We are gonna make this cool little clay panda diorama. He just looks like he's having the best day. I have to show you. It is so cute. All right, look inside your box. Let's take a look. For this project, you are gonna need your watercolor paper and your white clay and your black clay and your paintbrush, along with some water to clean your brush. And then we're gonna need our paint palette. You just can go ahead and unwrap that. And then lastly, we need some scissors. Oh, and I forgot a pencil. Grab yourself a pencil and all of these things and press play when you're ready to begin. The first thing we're going to do is we're gonna use one of our clays just to kind of measure how big of a piece we are going to cut from this paper. So I just made some little dots there, some little lines just to see where I should cut. Get your scissors and try to cut it in as straight of a line as possible. If it's a little crooked, it really will be perfectly fine. Do your best to get all the way across. And that's it. That is the first step. Go ahead, press pause, and cut your paper. Now, let's take this piece of paper and put it to the side for later. So let's just flip this paper over so that the straight edge that was already cut is on the bottom. So now we are going to create an arch. So an arch is kind of like curved lines going all the way around like a half circle because we are going to be painting a rainbow. All right, so go ahead, try to make it as big as possible, going all the way to the edge of your paper, just like that, and cut out your rainbow shape. It's okay if it takes a few lines to get a perfect shape. Sometimes I have to draw and redraw and redraw, and that's okay. Try to make it as curved as you can, as rainbowish as you can, and I'm sure any way you make it, it will look really good. So once you're done that, just cut around the edges just like what you're seeing me do, and then we'll be ready for the next step. So go ahead, press pause, and cut out your rainbow shape and press play again when you're ready. Here we have our beautiful arch, ready to be painted like a rainbow. So get that water for your paintbrush and your paint palette, and we can paint this rainbow. I'm going to start this off with some red for my top arch. So when you paint, you want to get your brush nice and wet and rub it into the color that you'd like many times. So as you can see here, I've been rubbing for at least 5 to 7 seconds, making sure I get lots of red on my brush. If your paint starts to dry up, you just dip it back in the water and add a little bit more water, but I think mine is ready to go. You can make your arches or your lines as thick as you would like. I'm just choosing this size because I think this will be a good size to fit all the colors on the canvas. So there I go again, putting my brush into the water and then dipping it back into the paint to make sure it's nice and vibrant. So here I'll go and I will paint the rest of my rainbow, and it will be your turn next. Here I go, finishing my awesome rainbow. I definitely had enough space for all the colors, so I'm really happy about that. All right, let's move on to our next piece. Go ahead, press pause, and finish painting your rainbow. Press play when you're ready. All right, now it will be time to paint some grass for our panda. So I'm gonna get my brush wet and put lots and lots of green on my paintbrush. There are many different ways that you can paint grass. I'm going to paint grass by starting at the bottom and just doing upward strokes, starting at the bottom, going about 3/4 way to the top. But really, you can do this however you want. Your lines might be thicker, they might be thinner. All you have to do is add lots of green and it should look very grassy, just like this. All right, go ahead, press pause, and add all of your grass. For this next part, we are just going to use our scissors and start cutting out the top of our grass, very spiky. As you can see here, I'm just kind of cutting downward to make some kind of pointy pieces just like grass. You can do this however you would like. All right, start from one end and go all the way to the other side. Once you have your grass piece all cut out looking like this, let's just clean up our space here. Let's get rid of our papers, put them in the recycling. And now we are ready for the next step. Now it's time to get our black and white clay out. Let's start with the white and open it up. Sometimes it can be hard to get out. I just kind of rip the bag open. Sometimes it makes it a little bit easier to reach it. Excellent, there we go. Okay, so our clay needs to be divided in 3 pieces total. So we'll start with 2. You need 1 smaller piece and 1 bigger piece. So get your bigger piece and we will start by rolling it into a ball. Go ahead, press pause and roll yours into a ball. Okay, let's get that other piece. We're just going to take a small little chunk off of this. This is going to be used for the eyes later. You just need a smaller piece. So go ahead and roll that smaller piece in between your hands until it's nice and smooth like this. All right, go ahead. Once you have both balls formulated, you're just going to want to stick them together almost like a snowman. And they should stick together nicely. Perfect. Put that aside and let's get out our black clay. The first part of the panda that we are going to make is the ears. So you just need 2 little black pieces. You can kind of decide how big you want the ears to be. I just kind of guessed with this size, and I'm trying to make them as even as possible so both ears are the same size. How I'm going to make the ears is I'm just going to roll them into small balls, and hopefully they should just stick to the top of your panda's head and look like cute little panda ears. There we go. There's one. Once you stick it on, it kind of fuses on and it's hard to take it apart. So make sure before you press it into the other clay, it's in the right spot. Here I am just forming with my fingers, trying to make them like a semicircle shape, almost like a real panda's ears. What do you think? That looks very cute. All right, press pause and go ahead and do your own ears. Let's add on to our panda bear now. We need 2 more small black pieces again, even smaller than the ears. I have just rolled them into tiny balls and I am just going to press them gently onto the face to create those dark circles that go around panda's eyes, just like that. Go ahead, it's your turn. Add your panda's eyes. Remember that white clay we saved from before? Now it's time to add those on top of our black dots that we just put for the eyes. So that means we need 2 white balls even smaller than the black ones that you put on the panda's face. I think these ones look pretty good. It looks like a pretty small size. Oh, maybe this one's a little too big. Let's make it a little small. Take your time with this part. Make them nice and round, and then we are just going to carefully stick them right onto the black circles. Looking fabulous. Go ahead, your turn. The last part of these eyes is adding 2 of the tiniest dots you could possibly find to the white circle. You got this. Go ahead and do yours. All right, let's make our panda some arms. We are just going to make 2 kind of medium small size balls. You can decide what size you want to make your panda's arms. I'm doing it about this size, just fitting in the palm of my hand. And I'm just going to stick it right on the side. And let's go ahead and do the other side. You go ahead and start as well. Press pause. Okay, now let's add on the other arm for my panda. Just sticking it right on the side, just like this. Oh yes, he's really coming together. Excellent. Now, if you haven't done your arms yet, go ahead, press pause and do your arms. If you have, let's go ahead and do the legs. Once again, 2 medium pieces. Let's roll them up in a ball. I just keep these little legs round and I just kind of stick them right on the front so he can sit up. Go ahead, press pause and add on your little feet. The last part of this little guy, I am just adding a little smile detail. You can really add whatever kind of mouth you like. This is the one I'm choosing to do. Oh my gosh, he is so cute. Go ahead, press pause and play again when you've completely finished your panda. Okay, now let's put everything together. Get that cool grass piece you made and cut off a couple inches. Just a little bit off the side. You're gonna see why in a second, all right? Go ahead. For this part, you're gonna need a glue stick, some tape, or a stapler. You can use any one of those. Pretty much anything that sticks, even a glue dot would work for this if you have one from your other box. Pretty much we are attaching the grass to the rainbow. So start with one side and attach just the one side. I'm using a stapler because that'll be nice and simple. Press pause and add on one of your sides to your rainbow. Then you are going to attach the other 2 sides together. Obviously, the grass is shorter than the rainbow, so it kind of creates a curve shape. So once you get the 2 edges together and they're stuck, it can stand up straight, just like this. Press pause and attach your diorama together. We have the cutest little home for our panda. You can just sit him inside like that. Once he dries, you can glue him in, you can tape him in, you can attach a stick underneath him and make kind of like a puppet show if you want. Whatever you would like. Great job, everybody. Thank you for joining me, guys. I hope you had lots of fun. See you later. Bye.